I've read 9 books so far this year. Let's rank them from worst to best. The worst book I've read so far this year, The Inheritance Games. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I actually hated this book. The mystery was so far-fetched. There was no chemistry. I found it to be boring. The chapters were extremely short, which is a pro to some people, but to me it meant that you couldn't dive deeper into each scene. So I gave this a 1 star. Number 8 was The River Runs South. This book is about a grieving mother who decides to move back to her hometown in Alabama to try and rejuvenate her life. She's a lawyer and she's dealing with some sort of environmental case that her dad is looped in on, and the love interest is kind of on the opposite end of that case, so she's kind of intertwined with it. I found it to be kind of lackluster. It lacked that heart and soul that Southern fiction tends to have. This was a 2.5 star for me. Number 7 was The Castaways by Ellen Hildebrand. This book was good. It was just really long. It was basically about a bunch of couples just dealing with one of the couples going missing and dying. So it was, I don't know. It was a little long. It was a little long. I still enjoyed reading it though. Number 6 was The Most Fun We Ever Had. This is a family saga that follows a typical American family that deals with the woes of their children throughout their adulthood. Y'all, this book was 600 pages. It was way too long for my liking, but I still enjoyed it and I still enjoyed the messages, but 3 star. Coming in at number 5 is Swan Song by Ellen Hildebrand. I received this as an advanced reading copy, so thank you so much, Little Brown, for sending this over. This is Ellen Hildebrand's final Nantucket novel. It's a mystery set in Nantucket when a wealthy couple moves onto the island and are kind of taking the community by storm. And they also hired a helper in the house, and she also has her own mystery. This book was good and it was a 4-star read for me. Coming in at number 4 is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I was waiting for this to come out in paperback because I wanted it to match Book Lovers. This book was cute. It was just feel good. I really enjoyed the friendship throughout it. The romance was great. The chemistry was definitely there. This was a solid 4-star. Number 3 was A Thousand Boy Kisses. This is a YA romance about a girl and a guy that rekindle after he moves away, and she actually has a terminal illness. It's very reminiscent of The Fault in Our Stars. I cried probably 7 or 8 times throughout, but it just was a little bit redundant at times, but it was still a solid 4.5 star. Number 2 was Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. Y'all, I loved this book so much. It was my first Southern Gothic read, and it was really crazy, but the way that the author wrote about the setting was so perfect, and I was so obsessed with this. Like, it was a solid 4.5 star. And number 1 is The Women by Kristen Hanna. This book was absolutely incredible. This is a historical fiction set during the Vietnam War, and it follows a woman who goes into the military to serve as a nurse, and then she returns home and deals with the consequences of dealing with PTSD, dealing with being hated by society. This was a really, really solid book, and the way that Kristen Hanna presents history is so accessible. I find that historical fiction is